I'm not entirely satisfied with the Gaomon PD1561 graphics tablet. The hardware's fine. If I were to start drawing, we can see that the pressure sensitivity is working perfectly fine. And the problem is, once I try to start using the 10 buttons along the left-hand side. So if we look at my settings, we'll see that I've set them up to undo, the control key, the shift key, the alt key, cursor right, cursor left, brackets, control Windows O, which is the key press to pop up an on-screen keyboard, allowing me to type in any buttons I like without having to go to the keyboard, which ideally I want to have my laptop tucked away on a shelf and be using the tablet entirely. And save. Okay, so, well, that one's working. But if we look at the control and shift keys, so on Critter, pressing shift, holding down shift as I press will allow me to change the brush size. So, this is control first. Pressing control will allow me to grab a colour. So if I hold down control, I was working there. For a moment it was working. For a moment I was getting the key press, but now I'm holding down the button. Oh yes, now it's selecting the colour. But it's kind of touch and go. And when I let go of it, oh yeah. And it's pressing the shift key. I'm still on control, which is like, it's stopping me from writing anything. So if I press it again, now. So am I like pressing on and off? Is it like that? No, sometimes it's hold on. Sometimes letting go, it removes the control key. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Am I just not pressing these keys hard enough? Now I'm pressing just as hard, and it's like the pressing isn't quite there yet. So if we do the shift key, which, so there, I'm holding down the shift key, and that's making that bigger and smaller. Now able to paint this out. Let's go for a green now. So now, yep. Everything's working, the pressure sensitivity. Now, but again, it's one of these, it can sometimes get stuck. Look, at the moment I'm sort of painting, but it's also changing the size. Actually, no, is that pressure sensitivity? There we go. That's sort of, yeah, again, these are kind of a little bit on and off. But the big problem, and then on Blender, of course, yeah, so holding shift should allow me to select multiple objects, but it's not. Shall I press it again? Yeah, holding down shift as I click should allow me to select multiple objects. Oh, it's working now. But, it's working now. It's one of those, it's sort of, it's on and off. I'm holding it down now and it's just not, and then press it again. I don't know if it's just strangely inconsistent and it's not working how I want it to. Now, the cursor keys are meant to move the timeline backwards and forwards. So if I press them, well, actually, if I'm pressing them, it's rotating the screen. What it's pressing is 4 and 6 on the number pad, which if anybody's got a number pad and they look at it now, they'll see that there are left and right arrows on 4 and 6, but it's not. I've set it up to be the cursor keys, and it's not. It's something different again. But the real problem pops up on this one, Control Windows O. Now, if I press, no, I'm not actually. No, tell you what. Let's add a text object to demonstrate this. So it's at a weird angle, but that doesn't really matter. In fact, that doesn't really matter. We can make out the text there. So if I press tab on the keyboard, I mean, that would actually be a thing to test. Can I get a tab working on the on here? What am I not using? Okay, I'm not using Control S. I'll do that by keyboard. Let's map that to... Don't want you. Let's map this to tab. Yep. Okay, so that's mapped to tab. So now, well, tab does work. So yeah, tab works, but now if we press this button to get up the on-screen keyboard, it's popped up, but if you look, Control is highlighted, and I can't click it to remove the highlighting on Control. Now I can't seem to type anything either. Probably because Control is pressed. Can I shut this? No. If I use the mouse, can I shut it? So my hopes to be able to use this, use the key. Right now the 2 key is pressed and I can't type anything there. Is that, I can't drag the keyboard either? I can, if I use the mouse I can drag the keyboard, but not the pen. It seems like a real flaw, because it means that without this I can't like save a file without going to my keyboard, which ideally I want to have just sat on a shelf. So like I say, the hardware's fine, but the drivers are basically, I think they're just not there yet. So I can't really recommend this. I'm thinking of sending it back. Okay, cheers.